Yeah. We're down here at the river. We are looking for gold. We've already put 5 buckets. Through the high banker. Gold Hog Piglet. You can see Gold Hog on the side of it. They like to advertise for themselves. Why wouldn't they? Although actually when I buy an article of clothing, I like it not to be too much like that. So this is our system. A little 4-cylinder, or 4-cycle motor instead of a 2-cycle, so it's not as noisy. Although I'm sure it's picking up that noise pretty good. So like I said, we've already got 5 buckets through here. We're digging down here. We got this big rock that we're walking on. It's part of the bank. You can see the water is pretty high, but it's not as high as it was at high water mark. All of this stuff in here is fair game. These grassroots and all that shit. Although, because it's, you know, high water. That's the rule. Everything that's below where high water mark is placer. Now, mind you, that's the rule in lots of places other than the Eagle River. I don't know that there are really that many rules here on the Eagle River, or if there are any. If anyone has said, oh, you know, you're allowed or you're not allowed. One more bucket, this more, and I will match the total number of buckets that I ran when I came down to this same spot, digging in this same hole, and I did my first ever test run. I got some pretty good gold out of that. I expect to get at least that much out of this. Maybe even more, because I'm not worried about trying to get water up over the top of my waders. Because I'm just wearing shorts and an old pair of tennis shoes, which makes more sense. The water is probably a good 2 feet above where it will be when it is calmer, because it's runoff right now. but it's a really good day. There's no reason for the water other than increased snow melt with the good day. When it's lower, you have the advantage of being able to see what the hell you're doing. You can dig in these gravels. Make this thing what it is. Without so much hassle. Yeah. It's the other thing you gotta guard against. The shovel getting a little twisted. There we go, that's going to be our 6th one. Now I'm going to be showing you what we're doing with this high banker. So where we have these grass roots, we'll take them and really slosh them around. Get the gravels and whatever gold might have been caught in those grass roots, because it's apparent that we have a plethora of grass roots. You like this gravel. This is the best bucket I think I've run so far. Well, like the other one sucked, but it wasn't nearly this kind of material. Than the other buckets. And there were big rocks and an amount of gravel. Seems to me we had a lot more. Yeah, I've got some kind of revving thing going on with the motor. And I don't know if that's due to like maybe the gas is running down. I did fill it up a little while ago, so, and I don't know how fast this new small motor really goes through. Yeah, I was just trying to tear that shit up. Got a big rock right here. Good feel on that. Idea. You know these? Yeah, it's all about probability. You give everything that could have gold in it, it's even more than fair chance. And you're probably doing okay. Yeah, why take stuff from one run to the next, huh? See the black sand in the bottom of the bucket? I don't think our engine should be out of gas. This looks like the basis for the beginning of some pretty good buckets full starting to come out of here. Last time I went with, and I got 6 buckets. I don't know if most of them weren't just dominated by grassroots, you know? I had some of this red stuff that's coming up right now that you see, you know? But even this stuff has grassroot involvement. It's not like it's that deep. You don't have any. Speaks to the complexity about what's going on over here in the bank. This will be my 7th bucket, and I guess that's because this is red beds, but it's, you know, the source, and it's giving all this stain along with the more igneous looking river rock that you see that's also involved. Oh yeah. See, when you have a piece of turf and it still has like a little corner of it attached to its original piece, you can think you're about to lever it all out of there. It can feel like it. Then you don't get anything. Because what happens is there's a little flap of it, a little bit of it that's still connecting it to the original, and that just kicks it all sideways when you're close to coming up out of the hole. That is, it turns your shovel. And you know, this water's pretty cold. Got some kind of overhanging rock down in there. Makes me have to back off after every shovelful I get scraped. I might have to see if I can attack that as I go along, but this is my 7th bucket. And it's almost complete, so waging some battle to get the last few shovels full is probably not going to be anything but a strategic battle. Fought over the future. trying to get something out of there. That one is really trying to hang on to it. Where it came from. Well, that's 7 buckets. That's pretty good. I don't think we need to. You can see how sandy or gravelly or whatever this stuff is, what it looks like. Well, I think that's my motor. Boy, if I think I'm about to run out of gas, I should probably shut that off. Easy to tell how to do that. And there's the gas tank. And I think you can't see on this film because this is probably pretty poor resolution. It might not be that bad. I just intend to show you a few things. This stuff, it has a safety thing, but it really rushes out of there with some speed. You got to be careful. You only give it like that little tiny bit. Ended up pretty good, didn't it? Believe you me, it hasn't always started on the first pull. It hasn't even always started on the first pull when it's been running. Like when you think it would start on the first pull, you know. Let's have a little beer. Because after all, it's Saturday. And I did not come here just to work. This is about having fun. Boy, this bucket's even better than the last one, I think. You might have some good stuff now. It's a great thing about a high banker. You don't really have to worry about those things. They just slide right off that part right there. Maybe I gotta catch that. Yeah, I think I remember a lot of grassroots. In my last time I came in and I did 6 buckets. I'm finding still, I think, a good amount of grassroot in this stuff too, but that's a pretty good bucket just now. Seeing I'll just toss that over there because it's too hard to fuck with. Yeah, you're gonna get the Gold Hog Piglet. You should probably get the clay claw. It's really been something. Look how it holds all that stuff in there. Get this through working of everything. You know? Yeah. Now it's too much. This way. This is our opportunity to see what's going on here. These legs very easy to adjust, and they did not just give us 2 of them that adjust, but all 4. That's 7. We just filled up the tank, so we know we're going good. We're gonna get some more. This will be our 8th bucket. Water does not feel nearly as cold as it used to. I'm still dealing with a rock that maybe could come out of there, but see that big rock there? Makes a good place to put my foot when I'm trying to place things in the bucket. That's the way I got the bucket arranged right now, though. I don't know what I would do. I'd probably like to have the bucket on top of the rock if the water was lower. good dog. How you doing? Hey there. Oh, good dog. Good dog. Good dog. That's a group of people who are doing the frisbee thing. There's the frisbee goal up there, and they've got their dog. I don't know if this even captured the good dog. You heard me, but you didn't maybe not even see it. I'm going to do the same 3 tilt though. I discovered on one of my previous videos when I was chipping with my hammer and chisel in a ore vein I found. Didn't happen to have any gold in it, but it had a lot of pyrite. But when I wanted to make that action shot of me chiseling, three down was the best place for the position of the camera in terms of the hinge. And that enabled me to see what was going on. You know, in this area, like where the shovel is and stuff. But when a dog comes up, and the dog's over there somewhere, maybe you see it, maybe you don't, I don't know. I mean, you're not seeing any of this action. You're not getting the full appreciation for it like I am, because I feel what's going on with the shovel. I sort of understand what the shape of things is down there, because I can feel it. And I know what that hole is like. Look, there's more. It looks like sand and also grassroots. Might be pretty good stuff. No idea what time it is. You see the sun has placed my shadow on that side of me. So you know that it's no longer directly overhead. I started out this endeavor right about 12:30, I think. Well, there's a full bucket. So, whatever time it is, we get 8 buckets in, plus the setup of all this stuff. That thing over there and that high banker, and you're trying to get it all leveled out originally, even though, you know, it moved just now. That was just good because it showed us how you can easily adjust the legs and stuff. It's not a pain in the ass. It's actually quite easy. Get this high banker set up right. And it's not hard to run several buckets through it. You know, you do have to use your hands. And like anything, I think when you use your hands like this, where it can be dangerous, you know, because, hey man, you're on the riverbank and everything that's heavy, sometimes sharp. You know, could be down there in those grass roots. So, little jagged pieces of pipe and shit like that, drainage pipes and stuff, on the edge of the river or whatever, you know. Whatever the reason is for that stuff, it's just prudent, if it could eventually fuck you up, to be ready for it. You know, like at my job, loading trucks for UPS, I wear long sleeve shirts all the time. I don't do that because every day something happens. And my long sleeve shirts protect me. I do that because every once in a while my long sleeve shirts protect me, and the kind of cut they protect me against is the kind of nasty thing you don't want to have. You know? So I suffer when it's hot, you know? I don't do it for no reason, that kind of thing. So, we'll just back up on that and then we can get it to go through there. Yeah, it likes, the motor likes to race sometimes. I've just been playing with it. You can't just put it on full speed or it will outdo itself and it'll stall. It does better when it's not on full speed the entire time. Yeah, they don't advertise the Piglet as being full size. So don't come and say, oh yeah, well why isn't it twice as big as it looks like? It does its job. I don't know how much I'm going to count beyond what I've already done. I mean, I've got more than I had last time. Ah, look. I think the sucker came out of the water. This happens sometimes, and that's why we had a little noise that time, and the stoppage of flow. Okay. Yeah, just tightening up those adjusters that are underneath there, the wing nuts, and adjust this stuff. I don't want that to come loose, although it's pretty good right there. You can see they don't have to drill holes to do the extension sluice. Yeah, they do make an extension sluice. They're always trying to sell you something. Oh, they're little tiny pieces of gold. They can escape. You know, this fucking matting that these guys have, it's amazing. Just get that fucker level. Just get that fucker level. Set it at the right speed. You can see the ripples that are coming. See that little flap up there at the top? That thing holds back everything at the top in the header box. There's some miner's moss back underneath there, just a short piece. On top of that Gold Hog matting. So I'm saying that Gold Hog matting is the extra special stuff. And you'll know, like I knew when I took it apart last time after I did 6 buckets, what was sitting up there where the miner's moss is was pretty impressive in terms of, you know, what you expect from a cleanup. So yeah, I don't think that thing was having a hard time at all. And I don't believe it needed an additional so many feet of sluice box. But it might have. And I think it especially needs it if you shut the motor off all the time. You know? And that's one of the things that's kind of important is you get a little bit of charge, you know? When you shut the motor off, a surge in your material in the box, and maybe it can move when there's no way it would have otherwise. Maybe. The Gold Hog matting's pretty good. I was very impressed with it. After the first run, I mean, it's the first time I'd ever used Gold Hog matting. It's a different sort of a thing. They've designed this matting that fits this sluice box size precisely. Deer fly. We just take care of his ass. I am gun's starting to cramp up a little bit. That'll pass. As soon as I finish that beer, huh? The problem with this, of course, in this high water, is that I do have to stick too close to the bank. It does also give me this wonderful chance to maybe dig a little deeper. Whereas, you know, if this water was 2 feet lower and it was another 2 or 3 weeks advanced in the runoff and wasn't still June, I'm going to call that a full bucket. That shit's heavy. Not that bad, but I like to have a little bit more control than just the amount of control I have over it right there. And I put the whole bucket up. Weight of that. You can see it's kind of really sandy. Well, I don't know if you can see that at all. I hope you can see. But that stuff is really kind of sandy. Yeah, the sucker must have come out of the water. It's doing it right now too. It doesn't do that much, or at least it hasn't done that much today. Where the water has changed, the flow. Even when you guys haven't been able to notice, and I have, you know, I can see more than this camera, and I've been doing this, like I said, to so many buckets before. You'll pay careful note of the fact I didn't mention how many buckets, because right now I've already forgotten, which is why I was thinking I would stop keeping count, because you just say more than I did last time. So that where I quit, I can do it by time. I think I started about 12:30, but that doesn't account for how much time it took me to come over here from the house. Yeah, came over with the yard cart. From the house, across the pedestrian bridge here in Eagle and everything. It's not far. It's not like it was an extra mile or something. I mean, if I'd come in the truck, Could have had a very short haul with the yard cart. Bales in the way. Yeah, because maybe you don't see it so much on when I run across clay. The clay claw allows me to smash it up with my hands pretty good. It holds that stuff back. Then I can give it a little bit of a smashing and tearing, you know, just anything to work it a little bit. And that hopefully, we've got some gold in there, release most of it, some of it, all of it, who knows. Yeah, you gotta play with it, because you gotta play with everything. Alright, time to turn the camera off, reapply sunscreen. Turn off the motor, have a look at what I'll run it for a little while, just as long as it takes me to get over here and hit the kill switch. I don't know about that surging stuff that I was talking about having that much of an impact, because when you see how deep these riffles are, you know, personally, and you see what's going on with all this stuff that's stacked in there, I'm seeing a lot of black sand in there. If I see any gold, you're not going to be able to see it with this video. No way. But you can see it underneath there. That's where the Midas moss is. Underneath that Midas moss, in that top thing there, that's where most of the gold probably is. There could be some pieces in those top riffles. I'm going to turn off the camera.